One day, you wake up and decide you were going to break that fourth wall. You're going to ask somebody you don't know, stop them in their tracks and ask if you can take their photo. There will be some no's, but a surprising amount of yeses. If you have honest intentions, people can tell, and the rest is up to the moment. I met Jake Davis through my job at the time in 2017. He noticed me leaving work one lunchtime with my camera around my neck. We got talking, and within weeks we'd sat down over a pint and decided to shoot a protest that was happening that weekend. The following week we met up again. This time we decided on something that had eluded me until this point, an actual project. We were going to shoot a portrait series. We started out with a grander scheme to shoot in 5 separate areas of Bristol, but as soon as we sat down for our first proper shoot in Stokes Croft, we decided to shift focus solely there. We'd paced the streets from the Full Moon pub up to the corner beyond Cafe Kino, a small stretch of Bristol, but one known by all that has lived here. There was one corner in particular where people would cross over into Stokes Croft, where we took to basing ourselves. Our project was collaborative, but our shots were our own. There was an honour system to calling out someone you'd seen in the distance that you thought might make a good portrait. Then you just asked them, and more often than not, the answer was yes. We shot 35mm exclusively. It wasn't a twee novel thing, we were film shooters, that's what we knew and we liked the permanence of it. Ironically, I'm a hugely impatient shooter when it comes to waiting for rolls to come back from the lab, but the idea was to shoot the whole project in black and white. For that reason, I shot Ilford XB2. Super contrasty black and white, the C41 process, which meant it could be developed along with colour film. This importantly meant I could sit outside the lab for an hour rather than wait for a week for it to come back. Jake was more patient than I was, shooting true black and white film. I remember a wet September chased through until October, and an absolutely punishingly cold November through to February, but I wouldn't change a thing. The cold would even freeze the shutter of my Canon A1 partially closed, and the rain would often empty the streets, so we'd shelter in Hamilton House, which is where we started talking about an exhibition of the work. The place we chose was literally right in front of our noses, as we chose to coexist gallery space in Hamilton House itself, and importantly, right in the heart of Stokes Croft. We would shoot in the evenings after work until we lost the light, and on weekends. It was hard to know when to finish, but there was a moment in June of 2018 when the work was just there. We started looking for printers for the work, and for the zine we'd create to accompany it. We found it in the Bower Ashton University print house. The zine had 2 covers, which you could flip and read from either side, mine and Jake's, something I remembered from comic books when I was younger. The work came to life in print. Here's some of Jake's work from the gallery and zine itself. We flyed Stokes Croft almost as hard as we shot it. We would run the gallery for a week in August. For the opening night, we set up that morning, and then the wait. That night, the gallery, both of our fasts, was full of family, friends, and the people of Stokes Croft, even some of those that we'd photographed. We celebrated and marked the occasion. A month or so later, Coexist got an eviction notice. I joined the many others who took to the streets and protested. As it began, until that day, and the many others since, if Bristol is anything, it is a city and community that will take to its feet in the face of injustice.